Hey, we're back and we're on lucky part 13, people. Have you seen what we did? We covered some weathering on the floors and the ground with the powders. Then you saw in the part 12, I kind of went into the airbrush, had some fun with that, just doing some feathering with that, change some of the weathering around. Right now, what I've been doing, actually I kind of did a little bit is off camera, as you can see here to get some of the detail out. I'm using some Model Color medium gray. It's a very warm gray. It almost looks like a khaki to me. Maybe I'm colorblind, I don't know. But just put a little bit of that in my palette over here. I'm using a Citadel large dry brush, and really just let's see what I'm showing you what I'm doing over here. I got my palette over here with a little bit of paint in it. Got the dry brush going, and I'm scrubbing all the color off of it. I mean, I got my little cardboard here that's got tons of layers of paint on it, and it's like basically nothing coming off of it. And what I've been doing is going over these areas and trying to get against the grain, so it's just pulling a little bit of that color off the brush. There, you can see right into that area. Some area I haven't hit yet. And you can go into these tiles too, because remember, this is trying to be realistic here, and this dust and sunlight is going to go onto some of the tile. And so this pulls out a lot of the detail. It really gives it a really nice, deeper look. Then even out here in the steps, we got all this gravel, and we got to make sure sunlight hitting that. And this is very subtle until you keep doing it over and over again, because this is like, we're trying to have fun here and get this done, but we want it to look good. And I could just slop on paint and just do like a heavy dry brush, and it'll still look good, but it'll still won't have that subtlety to it. So a little more paint going, make sure you scrubbed it off. Go into this little area right here, and you see these little areas. See, there it goes, just pops them right away. Then we can go inside here in the building. Remember, we got rubble and dirt. I got off my chair here. It's got like long legs on it, and against this tripod's kind of a pain. And like this area, I want this to start popping out. So you just hit those little stones that we have glued in there. There, it's got a little more detail going on. And I have like those little corners here where I've got dirt and rubble. I want to be careful because of that texture I took down inside the flooring with the weathering powders. I'm not going to do any dry brushing, so I'll bring out that phony looking again there. So we're leaving that the way it is. And we have areas down here we can And let's go on this area here. Come on, it's talking right now. I'm more into this. I'm just do this real quick. Then that'll be the end of this little section. We'll be back later doing something else. Really make sure you get that brush nice and cleaned off before you start hitting in there. You just want a little bit of subtlety to it. There you go. And right over there. I just add a little more interest in these little areas. There we go, right there, just a little bit. Just a little like the sun hitting it. And this side, I think I've been through this side already, but let's go again. Like you just, just do very little at a time, and if you want to bring back some little more detail, like on this corner, we got that big rock, so we want, excuse me. And even this area where we feathered in the dry brushing, we can maybe have a little glints of like pieces that broke off after the smoke hit it. There. That should be it for right now. Thank you for joining me. And as we are in part 13, I think we're almost done with this. I got some detail I want to add, a little skeleton like I like to add to some of my pieces of terrain. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do him and model him so look him the way I want him to. And also I get the pit filled. I don't know if I'm going to do more with that chair. Just leave it like that. I think it's good just the way it is. It's like dusty and old looking. And that's it for right now. Thanks for joining me. Hey, we're back again. I'm still doing the dry brush thing. Like I'm saying, doing layers. We've done basic painting. We've done weathering. We've done washing. We've done airbrushing on top of that. Now we're doing a little bit of dry brushing. We might even do airbrush and some washes on top of this eventually. But just trying to get this to look as realistic as possible, and also eye pleasing too. You know, realistic is good, but also you want the eye pleasing thing. And right now I'm going in with some Game Color Stonewall Gray. I want my rubble piles to pop a little more. Pop. So I'm using the same dry brush. I actually haven't even cleaned it yet, so I'm still leaving some of that warm gray on it. I got this lighter, cooler gray to kind of contrast with everything else. And let's try to how that kind of just makes everything kind of liven up a little bit. We can go on these stairs, just a little bit on the edges. Make sure they don't kind of, there's a little bit of an area that just kind of separates it from the surrounding terrain around it. And you can make sure the steps a little more. And even on here, let's just give this a little bit of a... See how I talked about how be careful about when that texture I put in there gives a little phony, but that little edge are just not too bad. I'd maybe hold back on that in the future. We'll scrub that thing down. We got this other rubber pile we'll go into. That might be a little too heavy of a dry brush. We got these areas. And this little area right here. Just a little tad just to make it pop. And I think I want to go into the crater too. Let's get this thing out of here. Let's see if I can get this crater in a nice position. And let's get these edges nice and defined. Just a little bit in there just to, we have all that rubble and debris in there. Just enough just to bring out some of the detail. I might have to go fix some of that rust now because I hit. So that's just a quick little thing I wanted to show everyone. And let's leave. We're not going to take any of the gray into the earth tones anymore. Go into here a little bit. So that's it for that. That's a little addition to our part 13. And thank you for sticking with it. And please comment, subscribe, and share with your fellow hobbyists. I appreciate it. Thanks.